It's going to start to dry, so I hope it doesn't spoil the race in regards of lacing and that. But here we go.
Yeah, and obviously Jamie Keith, he took his first race win. Man was lost for words. Let's see if he can repeat that. He won from Ollie Coleman, Charlie Heyman, Gian Doodson, Joel Rizzi, Joe Brooks was your top 6 in race 1. Here we go then, race 2. Here we go down the straight. Who's that got a good break in the middle? Oh, he didn't. It's got a bit
Come from the
tight.
outside
Yeah.
again. I think that might. Is that Jamie in different colour kit? Do you know? I think it might be him again. You know.
Oh, whether somebody's gone down early doors in
there.
That looks like that might be Askew again.
Oh no.
That might be Billy Askew, and he looks like he's got a bit of a dead leg. That's just my.
I think that's Jamie Keith again. You know.
Oh, there's a few riders down. Tommy Searle in there on the 100 as well. So
that is Tommy. Yeah. Well.
So it's not. It's a Honda that's down. So it's Tommy. Not sure who that was down the inside. We'll have to wait and see. But you can see now Hawkestone Park bathed in sunshine.
Musto. I think that's Ben Musto.
Yeah, on the AC United gas it is. So Musto, we think, was one of the guys that went down early doors in race 1.
But that could be Jamie Keith in second. Yeah. Okay, well, you're going to have to sort yourself out. But again, this circuit, like it is, if you're in this top 3 on this opening lap, what an advantage.
That was a send.
I'm sure it's Troy Lee. I'm sure.
That's Keith for second, isn't it? Oh, that's getting a bit tight.
It is. Well, he's got a chance of not just winning, if we got this right, put himself in a position to win the overall.
Oh, that was a pass. That was nice.
I know, that says 574.
That's Doonson.
Sorry, our bad. I knew it, yeah. Doonson making strong moves.
Yes. So Doonson,
apologies,
Musto and Heyman across the line then, top 3 at the end of the first line. Jamie Keith in 4th.
Okay, well this will be a good thing.
No, it's not Jamie Keith.
Josh Vale. Okay, so it's Val McCormick, Collins, Adamson, Rizzi, Hopkins and Billy Askew. That's your top 10 as they cross the stripe on the opening lap.
So it wasn't Askew that went down. And they did look like there might have been a Honda that went down as well. So maybe it was our... let's have a look and see why. So Keith, Jamie Keith 34th. So he was down in the first turn.
And I also think Davey Puches was one of them as well. He was right at the back.
Oh, mate. Talk about aero to zero. Look, these conditions, no excuses. Anything can happen.
No, exactly that.
It is what it is. But Gian Doonson then... And
Colmer as well, back in 27th on the opening lap.
Mate, this is all over the place.
This is going to really change things up here for the overall.
Well, we're going to be taking socks off to do the counting. This is going to be crackers.
Well, do you know what? I've learned from last year, Phil, I've given up on it.
Yeah, so
I'm going to leave it to the experts.
So Gian Doonson was 4th in race 1. Charlie Heyman then is currently running 3rd. So he's on a 3-3 at the moment. So is Charlie Heyman going to step up? I feel that I should know whether he's won an MX2 overall, and I don't think he has as yet. So it's Doonson in the box seat at the moment. Clean vision. It was a nice pass round the outside of Ben Musto, who obviously had a moment in the first one and ended up buried back in the pack. I think he ended up finishing 18th or something. And we will have a look. He was 15th in race 1. Certainly not what we would expect from the man on the AC United Gas, who did take his debut championship win at Landrake last year, and all in a bit of a mess there. Heyman comes in for the kill down the outside, but no umbrellas, Jeff. Weather's taken a turn for the better. It's the first time I've been out since weather, and it is a lot of sun out here in the pits, and it's a proper mess. But the track is holding up really well, and there is your race leader bouncing his way in, Gian Doonson on the Gabriel SS24 KTM. Josh Vale, a big send into the sandpit on that one, and he's closing in 4th. McCormick on the Chambers KTM in 5th. Adam Collins in 6th. Adamson 7th. Rizzi 8th. Hopkins 9th. And Askew in 10th.
So Heyman, obviously last year, stepped up to the plate, got 2nd in the championship. He had a handful of 3rd place finishes, couple of seconds, but didn't take an overall victory.
Yeah. He was always there or thereabouts.
Well, consistency paid completely.
But he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't where he is now regularly. He was always a little bit off.
Yeah.
But again, new rider, you know, he's strong. He is a big lad for a 250.
Yeah, and he's a contender. There's no doubt about it. Of course he is. He finished 2nd last year, so obviously he's a contender. But he's another year stronger. getting into his prime, where obviously we said the likes of Tommy, you know, he's on the other side of his career. It gets harder as you get older, certainly the age Tommy's at.
Oh, he'll be hating things today.
Oh, big time, big time. So Charlie Heyman in a strong position here. Obviously, like Musto needs a better bounce back from his first race. Dunson needs one as well. But with some of the, like you said, some of the bigger hitters further down, Ollie Colmert's crossing the line in 26th position. So I think he's lost it. Joe Brooks is down in 28th.
Brooks was well up in the first one as well.
Like that's where we're at. We got the first race winner way down outside, like in the late 30s, along with Tommy Searle. This is going to shake up the overall. Callum Mitchell, he went out of the first race. He's now 9th in this one. It's all over the place. Joe Brooks, so it's going to be right now. You'd have to say overall, Heyman's looking good.
Yeah, well, Duke, but a 4-1 will beat a 3-3.
Yeah, it's going to be
Phoenix Tool's fastest lap of the race from Gian Dunson, then our race leader. Interesting to see Joel Rizzi running 6 on the 772 Kawasaki. He was 6 in the first one. That would be good enough for third overall.
It probably will, you're right. I'm not going to absolutely commit that, but I bet you're not far off with that, Phil. Yeah, quickest lap of the race. Phoenix Tools is the Gabriel SS24 Factory Junior KTM rider of Gian Dunson with a time of 2:34.577.
So looking at Ben Musto, and he looks like he's shot up a little bit, didn't he? He was a stocky unit before. Oh, you can see he plugged on the face of the jump, didn't he? And here comes Heyman again. He was next to him going into here on the last lap and just did not get the pass done round the back end of the circuit. Oh, look at the sunshine there. I'm going to paddle out in all sorts of mud and we'll get me carpets dirty and everything. Race leader then Dunson in.
You'll be in trouble with the missus, Phil. Take your shoes off.
No, we got wood floors. It's not my first rodeo, but here we get Charlie Heyman then making a pass.
Is he though? Has he? Yeah.
No, he's got around. No, hang on a minute.
That's not that, because that is Josh Vale.
That's Vale. So Josh Vale having a good run. Now, he was a guy that got injured at the beginning of last year, I think, didn't he? And it took him a while to get going. But there is Charlie Heyman, the man running the blue plate with the yellow numbers on to signify that he is the under-21 Jude Morris champion. But obviously that will not go his way today unless he wins the overall.
Legs akimbo there, like that just goes to show how difficult it is.
But the sun then making life a little bit difficult now at this time of day at Hawkestone Park, especially with the lack of cover from the trees.
And those long ruts as well, Phil. Always hard enough to ride at the best of time. Well, look. I mean, you can see from the drone shot, that rut starts from when you land and it goes all the way down and around the corner. So, yeah, treacherous stuff out there. You've got to be on your A game. Look at those ruts there.
And then the same into this turn here. It's getting it right. And then all of a sudden here, it's really deep there. And then in the bottom of the dip.
That literally looks like the devil himself has literally dragged his finger claws through it. Say, right, I'll sort you lot out.
Yes.
Deal with that. Yeah.
They're waiting for them then to come round this loop. Back into view. There he is. So there's Dunson in the lead. That is your race leader. Again, he is still a young shot. I think he's only 17, and he's getting another run round, another go at it with the SS24 squad. Obviously, KTM thinking very highly of him.
Okay, Jamie Keith, he was a long way down. He is on the march. He's obviously trying to get a good overall score here after winning the first one. He's up to 16th. I am trying to find Tommy Searle now starting to make moves. He was down for a long time. He's now up to 25th. Brooks 22nd. These are obviously big notable names that you'd expect to be running in the top 10. Charlie Richmond popping up the top 10. So it's Richmond, Mitchell, Adamson, Askew, McCormick, Rizzi, Val, Heyman, Musto, and your race leader, Dunson. There we go. Top 10.
This is, like I say, this is what we're going to see in this championship. There's no standout guy that's going to come through and win all the races.
Yeah, has he gone quicker? No, yeah, maybe he did last time around. He went quicker, so Dunson is definitely getting quicker. He has gone 2:33.0,
and I think this will be his first race win in the British Championship. You're the man that's got all that stuff.
Yeah, because he missed so much last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got a second. He got a couple of. Well, that was it, really.
Yeah.
He got, regard to top 3 results, he had 1 second in a race, not overall.
Yeah.
He had 1 second and 1/3.
They had an absolute horror story here last year. So for him to be as it is at the moment with a 1-4, that will put him on 43 points with a And then Charlie Heyman with a 3-3 will be on 40. So that will give him the overall. So 40 points to Heyman. And 43 to the man that we're looking at, Ian Doonson, on the Gabriel SS24 KTM. Yeah, so there's a road that runs all the way down there. It's crazy that how you can actually get to the top of the hill just by... If you were brave and it was somebody else's, you'd get a camper up there. But we always used to wonder how to get up there to do the work. But walking around the woods, there's so much stuff to see. And this historic circuit that we were giving Roger Harvey a little bit of stick that he was at the first ever British Championship race here. But
I did hear that, yeah.
But again, he's a man and he knows the history of this club and this circuit. And to be here for the first round of the championship again, been a real pleasure again. Thank you to the club for, like I say, after the disappointment of the international going west, to bounce back with this. Obviously the weather was always going to be a little bit iffy, but we've got a decent crowd in today, and hopefully plenty of you guys watching on the live stream wherever you may be. I know that there's some South Africans in there watching for shouting for Tristan Purdon.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, if you haven't lived in the UK, you think, well, okay, it's rained hard, it's affected the circuit. Yeah. But what you haven't realised is it's basically rained continually through January and February.
Oh, it's been so bad.
So, you know, any extra water that we're now getting, really, we're still in that kind of place. It's going to take a little while. Hopefully, by the time we get to Preston, another sand circuit. So we obviously stacked the front end of the championship with all weather circuits. So Preston will be another good one. That was superb last year. That track rode so well.
It did. And we had Kyle Wolf there last year. This year we will be seeing Jeffrey Hurlings on his Honda UK debut.
Him, yeah, I've heard of. He's quite good in the sand, I've heard.
Apparently so, yeah. One thing I didn't do while Roger I was here was to question his choice in graphics for the factory Honda, but me and Ben had a laugh about that.
I heard your opinion on that over the PA system here.
It's fantastic to look. Honda they're a fantastic manufacturer, and to have their backing in any way, shape or form. But look, we're all allowed an opinion, and but I say, for the amount of backing that they're getting from Petronas, if that's what they want and that's what their corporate look's going to be, then it will be what it will be. Heyman then starting to close in a little bit on the back of Musto. It went out to just over 2.5 seconds on the previous lap.
Not only that, Phil, he's got the dangling carrot of the overall hanging in front of him, basically. That's the crux of it. So if he passes Ben Musto, that's gonna be enough for him, isn't it? No, it's not.
No,
okay,
it's not.
My bad.
Do you remember this thing I stuck on the corner of the box here last year?
Yeah. Sorry, he had a third. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought.
So 2-3 is going to give him 42.
Yeah, I thought he had a second.
He needs to win for the overall. So it's out of his. He's got to win to win. And obviously, unless Doodson drops the ball, he does look very. He's a good tidy rider. I don't know if you had much chance to watch him out there on the track, Jeff, because obviously once racing gets underway, we're sat here in the MXGB headquarters, and we don't really get a chance to see anything other than practice. But he does look a very, very smooth rider. You can see why KTM have taken an interest in him.
Yeah, it started to unravel a little bit for Jamie Keith, because he was pushing up the field and was knocking around the kind of 15-16 mark, but he's now gone down to 20th. So something's happened there. Probably a little tipple over. Tommy Searle is now right behind him in 21st. So that's where those guys further down the field are trying to play catch up.
Coleman's 14th, so that's a good recovery for Ollie.
It is. Still a long way to go, but obviously, a solid second in the opening moto. That's going to affect his overall.
At this point in the championship, though, if you're Jamie Keith, you've just won your first moto ever as a pro. Does this one matter? Are you going to think, I've got this win, I lost the win and all the rest of it, or do you take the goodness out of the weekend that you're fast enough?
Listen, I know what I would do. I'd be clinging on to that, the good thing, and remembering that and whatever, But then the racers have different mentalities, Some of them use the negatives to try and refocus to get the positive back. But I know Jamie, at his age and what he's just achieved, I wouldn't hang on to this second moto. It's not done yet. He can still move up the field. But let's be honest, a wire-to-wire win in your first ever pro moto. I'd be going home demanding that somebody bought me a nice meal on that one.
Yes,
I'm not getting the meal in after doing that.
Yeah, definitely definitely a steak dinner on that one. So there's Heyman then coming across the line. He's still there in third. Fourth place there is the 479, the Phoenix Tools Fantic of Josh Vale. He's having the kind of year that I would have expected out of him last year. He's grown into that bike, I think, and he now looks like he feels like he belongs. Rizzy in fifth. That's a good ride for him. Billy Askew on the Dirt Store Triumph. Dirt Store, sponsors of our live stream. Thank you very much to them for that. Askew's having a good ride.
Yeah.
He needs it. McCormack 7th, Adamson 8th, Richmond up to 9th, and Callum Mitchell, who we saw with the bloody nose in race 1. He's there in 10th.
Phil, I'm just looking at that top 10, and and some of the names aren't in it even, and we're in a good place. British. That is solid riders in that top 10.
Yeah,
and it highlights the depth now in MX2. This is going to be a tough championship to win. There's
it's going to be a tough championship to get in the top 10. One of the things I was up in the booth earlier on doing the circuit comms, just having a look at the racing while that was the qualifying while it was on, and I'm looking at the list and he's 6th, he's 7th, he's 8th, and it was a split group. It was only half the riders, so it looked deep. And you're only looking at half the field. So look, you can see by who's doing what. That Callum Mitchell in 10th, he's won a race in this. You could almost say that if we had a race where the top 10 from Moto 1 could be completely different to Moto 2, it would not be a shock.
No.
Who's that down?
Jamie Keith.
Is it Keith? Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it has unravelled here for Jamie, maybe just trying a little bit too hard. He's basically proclaiming that his clutch has gone, which could be obviously an issue, but we don't know.
He's got
maybe his first, because we think he's already had one crash.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know, do we? But without a clutch out there, I mean, first and foremost, he's going to struggle to pull away if that clutch is not working.
But it's hard on these bikes around this track. So, big leap in for Dunson. So Dunson then still leads. Is this Musto? No, there's Musto coming in second. That's still decent. Heyman has now dropped off to the tune of 3.5 seconds.
Well, he hangs
then for our race leader. So this should be Dunson coming into shot. There he is. That is our race leader, the 548 of Game Dunson on the Gabriel SS24. 574. I always used to get him his teammate's number. There's Jamie Keith on the floor. He's going to brush himself off, and he'll come back fighting stronger at Preston Docks. But Dunson then on the Gabriel SS24, KTM tight up to the right hand side as they go up the hill, which tends to be the preferred line as it gets wet. Water tends to run down the left. He's up to the top of the thing. What's the gap to Musto? About 5 seconds, and he's got 4 seconds on Charlie Heyman, and that should be enough for him to take overall victory in this first round of the Motul ACU British MX2 Championship.
Yeah, this is how it's all unfolding here. This is really shook up. I mean, there's a lot of stories. We're not even finished the race yet, but there are a lot of stories coming out of MX2 on this opening round. That is for sure.
Richmond up to 7th, so he's a man on the move. So Charlie Richmond, I think he was 8th or 9th in Race 1.
Just to let you know, what you're not seeing on your screen is the first race winner, Jamie Keith, has gone into the pit box. He's sat there a little bit disconsolate with his mechanic because they're trying to look what's going on with that clutch issue. So it looks like this will be a DNF.
That's a shame for his championship for sure. But look, he's took his first race win. You can't not be pleased with that. There's guys who've had long careers who've never took a race win. Dunson getting a little bit cross-rutted, or are we looking at somebody else now?
Yeah, looking at a rider further down the field. There's Searle having his own issues, looks like with his clutch as well. Did he have his glove on? Is he riding without a glove?
No, he's got a glove on. He's just trying.
Oh, it's just the colour of the gloves.
Yeah.
He's got issues there with the clutch or the grip or something. Yeah. You can see him trying to sort it out, but still pushing on. I mean,
Pooji's up to 11th.
For all you Lucy Barker fans, she's 28th out there. Billy Askew has dropped down to 31st.
So Askew went missing then.
Callum Mitchell has gone down to 12th, drawn down a little bit, but still in there. Charlie Richmond's a rider on the move, up to 7th.
Yeah, so Charlie's made some good passes. And Like I say, so that was the third place man just going into the sandpit there. Fourth place, there's Josh Vale. And was that Rizzy right on the back of him? I'm not sure whether it was or not. Really difficult to tell who these riders are now. Race leaders should be at the bottom of the hill, I think.
By the way, Searle's up to 16th, so that's
a decent. Yeah.
I mean, he was parked up there for quite a while. It wasn't just like a crash.
Yeah,
got straight back up. I mean, he probably lost half a lap just getting sorted before he pulled away.
Yeah. So there's Heyman then, our third place man. He's about 7 or 8 seconds behind the race leader, and Josh Vale a further 3 seconds behind him. Then it's Rizzy, McCormack, Richmond, Adamson, Tyler Hooley there in 10th position. So a good run for the man from Leeds on the Leeds Pallets KTM.
Ollie Colmer is dropping down the leaderboard. Something's happened to him as well.
Oh, man.
He is dropping fast. He's gone in 1 lap and he's continuing to fall. He's currently shown in 28. So, yeah, that's going to, again, affect the over. I mean, second. So basically, first and second in the opening moto look like they're heading for DNFs in this one, or at least no points.
Yes, which is effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
So is Musto closing back in? So looking into there's Heyman, and there's Vale right on the back. Is that Vale right on the back?
It could well be. One thing I will honestly say about Josh Vale is he is grit. He keeps going. It takes a lot for him to pull out of a race or anything like that.
Yeah.
He showed that in his latter year in the 125 career. Very gutsy, determined rider.
There they are, just coming in shot now. Oh, we've got somebody here. Oh, who's that?
Oh, that looks like that's expired, isn't it? No, they're going to carry on and really do some damage, whoever that is.
Is that I'm not sure whether that's a try. That looks like a hose off or something. So blue flag's being shown there. Here's our race lead again, Dunson. Spot on job from our camera crew picking him up, because everybody looks the same from the front now.
Well, we're lucky because he stayed. Let's be honest, he's pretty clean.
Yeah, relatively clean. But the race leader then, Gene Dawson, 3 minutes and 30 plus 2 left on the clock as he goes down the back end of the circuit. And you can see that he made the most of that really good start, didn't he? He railed round the outside of that opening turn.
Well, we had the aerial view, so we think he's the one that really did go that extra little bit of late braking and suddenly darted out of the pack from the far left, didn't he?
So there's Ben Musto. So Ben Musto is not that far behind. What was the gap last time?
So it was 5. Yeah, it was just over 5 seconds. 5 and then 1/10. Sorry, 1/1000. Sorry. So let's say 5 seconds for argument's sake. Let's see if that's going to come down. Another rider, Musto, will always go the distance, leaves it all out on track.
What was the lap time, Jeff?
Well, we're going to see. It's just because it refreshes here. It's come down a lot. He's taken 1.8 seconds out of Dawson. So Musto on a charge.
And then, so is that going to make a difference to the overall? Because that will be a 2-4. So that will be 40 for Dawson if he drops a position. And Heyman will be
3-3.
Oh, he's 40 and 40, and Dawson would get it on the top.
Yeah, we'd get it on the better second moto.
Oh,
yeah. So
I never knew when I stuck this on the corner of the comms box how valuable it would be.
Not long here. This is, like I said, this is a tough opening round. Any motocross championship is always, the first round is, you're never really sure where you're at. I mean, you are within yourself.
Yeah, you think, look, I've got it all sorted.
But you never know where everybody else is. You know, there's a few little pre-warm-ups. Of course, we didn't have Hawkestone International as a shakedown. And
having said that, a lot of riders tend to skip that because if you're a GP rider, you want that warm-up.
Yeah.
But if you're a British Championship guy, is it worth the effort and everything? I remember Ollie Coleman saying they did 2 engines at one of them a couple of years ago, and it's just an expense that you struggle to justify rather than staying in Spain for an extra week. And as a fan, I don't like it, but I totally get it from a team point of view, especially when like Tim Chambers, you've got like 5 or 6 riders on the roster. Let's just have a look.
I'll tell you what, Gary, you hit a good point there as well. Pre-season training, like a lot of riders now go to Spain, and that's cool, get your speed up and your fitness, but it's knowing when timing right to come back to Spain, because you don't want to leave it too late and have all that lovely pre-season in the sun and hard packed track to come back to this.
No, you need to come back. You need to spend a week at the docks, don't you? But and obviously that's where we're going to be going to round 2 for Preston Docks on Easter Sunday, which I think is April the 5th this year. But yeah, it's. But having said that, there's a lot to be. You're not learning a lot, killing a bike every time that you go out practicing in horrible slop. There's Ben Mustoe in the background. So there's your race leader, and Mustoe will be jumping into the south. There he is. So it was 3.2 last time by. Has Dunson got what it takes to hold off? Did Mustoe have to give too much to try and pull through from the back in Moto 1? He's going to come across the line here, and it's going to be 3 to go, Jeff. That was what I was asking, what the lap time was, because I wanted to know whether with the time that was left on the clock he was going to get 2 laps to go. So Mustoe's got 3 laps, and it's 5 seconds, so the lead has gone out a little bit.
Okay, to give you a breakdown of what's going on outside the top 10, you'll see it on there. Searle is now showing on your K-Tech pole there. He is up to 14th. That's a good old slog from Tommy, getting those valuable points. Askew is showing in 29th and only done 4 laps, so that's no points for him.
No bueno for that.
So some of the big names, like we said, Ollie Colmer, he looks like he's out of contention in this one as well. He's got a DNF, as has Jamie Keefe, so that's first and second from the opening moto, both non-scoring rides in this one. Yeah, it's tale of 2 halves, this one.
Yes, definitely. The K-Tech Tower then tells the story of the race. Dunson with a 5-second lead, and he'll be coming around getting the time is up. He'll be getting the 2-lap board next time by. 5 seconds on Mustoe, who has 3 seconds on Charlie Heyman on the SC Sport Homes Husqvarna. Dunson will take the overall, and he will have he'll have 2 colour plates, won't he? Because he'll be leading the overall championship, and he is an under 21 rider. Yeah, so not quite sure how that one will pan out. I would imagine that he will have the championship red plate, and they will let Heyman will carry the under 21 plate as he is second in that championship. But no doubt that's a problem that we will work out.
We'll work out. Yeah. I'd go red front plate, then the blue and yellow on the side. That's how I'd rock it.
Yeah, okay, that works.
He was nearly eating his front plate then.
That was what I was expecting that to be like all day today, with that nasty kick on the top, and it rode really, really well until that rain came. And we just seem like they're the kind of kicks that Hawkestone keeps up its sleeve, shall we say, on the bottom end of the corner. Our race leader, he's not getting into here as nice as he says. He's not even getting into it at all. Mustoe is not even in sight this time.
Just reliving laps around here myself, Phil. I remember driving away from this place many times, going, that was a day's work. That waking up in the morning on Monday with sand running out the corners of your eyes. And you find sand where in like places you didn't even know you had on your body.
Yeah, you didn't even know you got places.
Yeah.
I think that Dunson has managed to break Ben Mustoe, and I think we need to see Mustoe come across the line, because I think he's lost quite a bit of time, and if he's had a moment, that will move Charlie Heyman up to second. Let's see who comes across the line next.
It will do, but
it's still Mustoe.
Yeah. But as we said, I don't think that's going to affect the overall, even if Heyman does get there. Yes, they will tie on points, but Guillaume Dunson will take the victory with the better second moto. Well, that's if he got dropped down to second, wasn't he, when Mustoe was all over him. But he's broken that gap now, so he's in the driving seat. Guillaume at the front here.
I think Charlie Richmond's going to be 4th overall, Jeff. He was he's 6th in this one, and he was 8th in race 1, but with Colmer and Keith gone, Brooks not there, Searle not there. He only beat Adamson by a place in the first one, so he's got that. But good showing from Glenn McCormack in 8th, and also Liam Knight on the Garland Power Sports KTM. He's there in 9th, and he's a Wally veteran, and Joe Brooks in 10th on the Triumph. So another good ride from Brooks, another man who took a debut race win last year in the class.
Yeah, he's just watching Dunson here. He's in total control with it. Yes, he had that little moment a lap ago. There you go, assessing everything.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, sometimes riders do that. Remember, they are top-level pro riders. So if you're wondering, like, you know, why is he looking behind over a jump like that? It's because he's good enough. Don't if you've got a kid starting out, don't encourage him to start looking behind all the time. That's just something that these top-level riders know how much time they have in the air and all that kind of stuff. He's in complete control with this. He knows he's just got to bring it in. I think because we haven't got it up, whether they're on their last lap or not. I can't because we've got our timing screen. I don't think they are they?
No. So I think he got 2 laps last time by.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1 to go this time. I'm just seeing at the bottom of the screen, Yeah, so he's still got 1 and, let's say, an 1/8 of a lap to go.
I think this is closing up, so I think Charlie Heyman looked closer to Dunson. And so there's Musto, I think. We'll see it because he's sending it into the sandpit, so we'll know if it's in. No, it's not. There's Musto.
There.
And there's Heyman. So, yeah, I don't think that there's a danger of this going...
He's going to take a mistake.
He's going to take a mistake, exactly that, Jeff. So nice pop-up look. I say, love the way they've changed this turn. It's so much nicer than it was with the drop-off, but it's held the water. So there we go. Oh, that's 1 to go then.
Yeah.
Forcing his way a little bit.
Good bounce back from Musto. Not a race win, but, you know, the first race didn't necessarily go how he wanted it. But, yeah, he's done solid there. Somebody, can't see his name, it's Dickinson. I want to say
959 or something.
I think that was Lennox Dickinson, I think.
Yeah, hard to say.
It was hard to say the number, but it looked like it was the rider from Northern Ireland.
He had a crash in practice and broke the front mudguard as well. So there is your race leader coming down the hill for the final time, picking his way through the trees, and so what looks like will be his first overall of his MX2 championship career here in the UK after having a rough go of it last year, and looks like he's going to take the overall win in this MX2 class with a 4-1 on the day on the Gabriel SS24 KTM. I'm sure team boss Sean Simpson will be more than happy with that. That would have been his expectation last year, and they had an absolute shocker here. Lost Maxi Werner to injury at this race at the first turn of the first race, and Guian had a mare and then went out injured himself a little bit later on. But the track conditions absolutely taken a battering through that previous couple of races, but suddenly it's riding itself back in. There's going to be a bit of a dry line everywhere, and 5 seconds the gap then Dunson had almost over the line, with 3 seconds between Musto and Charlie Heyman, and your overall will be, as I think it will be, Guian Dunson who will take the overall win. Charlie Heyman will be second, and I think that Joel Rizzi will take a debut podium, his first time on the 772 Kawasaki, the 912. The other rider, Josh Vale, was 11th in race 1, so a 4:11 will not beat a 5:5 from Joel Rizzi. And he's had a tough go of it with injuries as well. Joel Rizzi, he was on the 450 class last year and knocked himself silly a few times. But here's our race leader then into the hole for the final time. Under the bridge, and this is we put a new tunnel into the green at the side of the circuit. A new tunnel been put in by the Sallet Club, but it is going to be Dunson coming down to take race victory in the second race of the day here, and the overall in Motul ACU British Motocross Championship MX2 class. So Dunson takes victory from Musto by 4 seconds, and then a further 3 seconds back is Charlie Heyman. Josh